Am I in the wrong if I tell my mom that my dad asked if I could be a surrogate for him and his new wife? My 26 female dad, 56 male, has been trying to have a child with his new wife, 40 female, for going on 2 years. They are attempting IVF, but aren't having luck. They told me this in confidence and asked if I could keep the fact they are trying for a baby to myself, which I have done no problem. Recently my dad called saying he had been planning to ask me something for a while. He asked if things with IVF don't work out, if I would be willing to be a possible surrogate with donor DNA. I was shocked and honestly disgusted by the idea. Background: my father and I don't have the best relationship. Parents are divorced and he was an alcoholic until I went to college. We went 3 years no contact because of an argument. Only started speaking again 3 years ago. All of this makes the fact that he asked so shocking. When he asked I gave an awkward chuckle, said, I don't even know if I ever want to physically have a child myself, and if I do I would probably use surrogacy myself if I could, you know? He was audibly disappointed and responded with, no, I don't know. There was an awkward pause, and I said yeah well, sorry but I love you. We hung up. I was so shocked I thought I'd entered the twilight zone and started to feel nauseous. Was going to keep this to myself, but don't think I can. I want to tell my mom, 60 female. We have a very close relationship and constantly tell each other everything. Even if this is the end of that conversation, that my dad felt comfortable asking is weirding me out. Slightly concerned she might attempt to murder him. My dad is a selfish person. I know he didn't consider the ramifications of what being pregnant and having a child would have on me at all, even if I would not be involved with raising it. I know part of why he asked is BC he was hoping to save the money a surrogacy agency costs. It's grossing me out that he had to have thought about me being pregnant. It's gross and I'd like to talk to my mom about this. Am I in the wrong if I talk to her about this after they ask me to keep the fact they are trying for a child a secret? It would give away that they are trying for a child and she might yell at him, giving away the fact that I told her. She wouldn't spread it to others, and I do feel like he crossed a line asking this. Too long didn't read. Dad asked if I would think about being a surrogate, donated DNA for him and stepmom. I would like to talk to my mom about this, but the fact they are trying for a child is a secret. Am I in the wrong if I talk to my mom about what my dad asked me, which would give away his and stepmom's secret? Update: told my mom, she screamed in horror. She believes he meant his sperm BC, otherwise he'd adopt after joint, and she promised to let me handle it. Feel better getting this off my chest. If he ever mentions it again I'll go no contact / go off on him with mom. Going to go very low contact. Want to support any possible siblings that have him as a parent. You're the asshole. This is none of your mom's business. What purpose would it serve? Yeah, your dad's request was a little creepy, especially since he seems to have come out of the woodwork to ask it, but you're an adult. Fight your own battles. He wants to use his own daughter to get pregnant with his child. I nearly threw up reading this. Not the asshole, your sexual predator daddies. You would be the asshole. Is it odd? Sure. But you agreed to keep the situation private. He asked, you declined. He did not harass or pressure you. There's no reason to break your promise. Not the asshole. I'm usually in the camp of don't spill secrets, but this is a huge ask, and if you need to confide in your mom, confide in her. It's something that majorly affects you. If it eases your mind, you wouldn't even qualify to be a surrogate. No legit fertility place will allow you to be impregnated, so his attempt to get around other fees would fail. Even the places with the loosest restrictions wouldn't accept a surrogate that has never carried at least one pregnancy to term. It's the most major of requirements. You would be the asshole. It's definitely weird, gross, and everything in between and after. Plus he clearly knows it too, but he did tell you that in confidence. You've already told Reddit now, so there's gonna be a lot more people calling him everything bad in the book for that. And it sounds like you just want to tell her out of anger or spite, so she can go cause a scene anyway. So I think you should be satisfied with this, and not say anything. Based off the context, if you do tell, I'm sure you'd never speak to each other again. So if you really want to, just make sure you accept that. This is horrifying. Not only is that request just creepy and I don't even know. I truly can't find the right words. Abhorrent. You need to previously have carried a child to qualify to be a surrogate anyway. So he has clearly not thought this through or talked to a medical professional about surrogacy in general. And anyone negatively responding to the part where she wants to tell her mom, the fuck? She was just requested to birth her own sibling. Yeah, think her mother wouldn't put obvious pieces together when the child would be given to her father. Jeez. Not the asshole. Ugh. I shuddered. Actually shuddered. Am I in the wrong for telling my son to leave my house after he announced his engagement? My son Adam's 24 best friend Carlos 25 passed away over 2 years ago in a car accident. This loss completely devastated Adam to the point where he lost his job. They were like brothers and our family have known his family for years. So we are also very devastated over this loss. Carlos left behind his girlfriend and their now 4-year son. We don't know his girlfriend too well, since he didn't bring her around much. They were on and off till their son was born. Adam told me he had been seeing and taking care of Carlos's family's needs, which is great. We were glad he was stepping up to make sure that Carlos's family were getting help. Adam also got a new job, and we sort of had limited contact for a few months. He started visiting us lately and looked different in general. He is now more calm and smiles more often and is even open to talk about Carlos without getting too emotional. I was relieved and happy for him, but last week he contacted me and his dad and said he had something to tell us. He visited and brought Carlos's girlfriend and child with him. We had dinner and then all of a sudden he told us that he and Carlos's girlfriend have started dating and announced their engagement there. I was in shock. I didn't expect this at all. I didn't know what to say, but I felt upset and shocked mostly. Adam noticed my reaction and asked what's wrong. I told him I never expected him to get with his best friend's partner, of all people, and talked about how bad this would look to Carlos's family who are close friends to ours. Carlos's girlfriend excused herself and her son to the bathroom and Adam began arguing. He went on about how I upset his fiancée and that I should be supporting him, but I said that he should have told me and that he shouldn't have got together with his best friend's partner and perhaps use her grief to get her to date him. He acted shocked and called me unbelievable. That's when I asked him to leave my house. He got up and left with them. My husband said I messed up by making a scene and reacting the way I did. I went upstairs and stayed alone for an hour. It's been days and Adam hasn't called, and my husband kept trying to get me to speak to him, but I kept saying I needed time. Not the asshole. I think blind support in any stages of grief is a lot to ask. Clearly they developed a relationship and that shouldn't be an issue in itself, but to spring it on you and not allow you to process is unfair. Not the asshole. I don't know, man. In my opinion it's a bit tasteless to date your deceased best friend's girlfriend. OFC, she's allowed to move on and find love again. I also think that's what most partners want, but at the same time the best friend is probably the wrong option. I'm going against the grain and saying everyone sucks here. You for reacting how you did. There's nothing morally wrong with them being together. Your son for how he sprang it on you at dinner with his fiancée and stepson present. Because of all the emotions involved in that situation, he should have told you and your husband in private. In my opinion, you may still be grieving, and it's understandable that you're worried about how your friendship with Carla's parents will be affected by this. I get it, but you have to acknowledge that they are adults and have made their choice, and it's not necessarily a wrong one. It would be if he actually had manipulated her grief to be with him. We don't know that though, so don't assume the worst. If they were able to find happiness from this traumatic situation, then you can find happiness for them too. This is probably unpopular, but everyone sucks here. He definitely should have told you they were dating. It would have at least let you come to grips with what was happening. Showing up to announce an engagement between him and the ex-girlfriend you didn't even know he was dating is a lot. But you reacted poorly. You made it seem like he tricked her into dating him and that you were worried purely about appearances. None of you handled this well. I'm just going to vote not the asshole. I think everyone has no ill intentions behind their decisions, but it's all a little hard to take for everyone, I suppose, given the circumstances. Maybe the engagement was hard to process since mom and dad didn't know about the dating. I feel after some time passes, everyone will be okay. Honestly, no assholes here. You are obviously still grieving in your own way, and morally speaking not everyone is accepting of this as a lot of the people on here act. It was awful to do that in front of the kid, but you and your son are entitled to your feelings. However, this may be something that causes you to lose your son too, so consider how important he is to you and how important this is to you and choose wisely. You're the asshole. It's been 2 years. The girlfriend is allowed to move on and find love again. I'm sure they grew closer in supporting each other, so this is unsurprising. Intimacy is not predatory. You accused your son of being manipulative and predatory without cause. You also made it seem shameful that she's moving on and not staying permanently a grieving widow, which I'm sure she's had to work through the emotions of already on her own. You behaved very badly to both of them. You're the asshole. Your reaction is very confusing. I could understand being concerned about them bonding over grief, but you're suggesting that your son is a manipulative creep and you're more concerned about appearances than about your son's happiness. Personally, I think it's wonderful that Carlo's son will be getting a stepdad who knew and loved his biological father and can answer the boy's questions and tell him stories about Carlos, and that the young lady won't be put through the painful experience of possibly dating people who would resent Carlo's memory instead of honoring it. 2 years is a perfectly respectable period of mourning, and the only thing that I will fault your son for is his decision to spring the engagement on you without having told you a while ago, without her present, that their relationship had become romantic. Am I in the wrong for refusing to go to a theme park because mother-in-law didn't buy me a pass? I, 28 female, am married to her amazing loving husband, 32 male. Like many others, my mother-in-law has found reasons to hate me. It started 2 years ago when I chose to breastfeed at her husband's birthday party. She blocked me on Facebook and has been distant and tense since then. This past Christmas my husband let me know his mom was going to be buying season passes for Wild Adventures for him and my 2 children, but not for me. This is the 3rd year she has not gotten me anything for holidays. Truly, this does not bother me. I can't/don't want to force her to like me. Fast forward to today, my husband wants to go to said theme park this weekend and I refuse to go. This frustration is towards my husband, as this was not spur of the moment surprise gift. She let him know months ago she was purchasing yearly passes and was not getting one for me. That I could pay for a ticket or go on days that are bring a guest free. He says I'm letting her win by being petty and not going. He is begging me to reconsider, saying I should be grateful she did anything. I would also like to add, money is not a problem to their household or ours. This is 100% a petty thing and not money. So am I in the wrong for refusing to go? You're the asshole. You're pulling your kids into this and punishing them. Buy a pass for yourself and enjoy spending time with your kids. Whenever she does this in the future, include yourself. Your husband also needs to stand up for you and tell his mother this crap has to stop. Why doesn't your husband buy you a pass? Your mother-in-law is obviously an asshole for being so open with hating you and excluding you from your own family-in-law's events. But OP, I don't know. After seeing other comments, I also feel like there might be more than just the breastfeeding thing. Don't know if you were just trying to name one example in order to keep the post short, or if there's reasons that you know would world against you here. But you're the asshole for being so okay with missing out on fun with your kids just because of your mother-in-law. Your kids probably want you to go. Your husband obviously does. He would probably also like help with 2 kids at an amusement park, and your pettiness is getting in the way of something that would be nice for your family. Everyone sucks here. By not going, you're missing out on family time with your husband and kids, which is a shame for all of you. You mother-in-law doesn't owe you presents, which you acknowledge, but by getting season tickets as presents it seems she's trying to cause division/friction, which must feel hurtful. Your husband should really stand up for you to his mother, but it does sound like he wants you there, which is important too. Maybe ask your husband to get you a season ticket too and enjoy time with your family. Your kids are innocent in this. You're in a fortunate position where you don't have to worry about the cost, and the happy memories of your days out will hopefully outweigh the feelings of rejection from your mother-in-law. Everyone sucks here. Is it worth not spending time with your husband and kids just to spite your mother-in-law? I understand not wanting to go if she was there with her pass, but you didn't say that. Yes, it's petty as frick that she bought everyone in your house a pass but you. But if money is not an issue and she isn't going to be there, what's the point of staying home? Unless you want to stay home and have a day to yourself, but you admit this is a petty thing. He says I'm letting her win by being petty and not going. He is begging me to reconsider, saying I should be grateful she did anything. This sounds like he is letting her win. He could have declined her gift. What should you be grateful for? He can take the 2 children to the park on his own, and you should take a self-care day. NTA. I would plan a spa day, relax, get drunk, etc. etc. Then when other people in the family ask why you aren't there, tell them something like, well, at first I was angry because I thought mother-in-law was singling me out. But then I realized she was helping me. She knows how hard I work, and she knew if she didn't get me a pass, that I could stay home and relax. That will eventually get back to her, and then next year I bet you good money you will get a season pass too. Not the asshole. Please subscribe so I can get to 500 subscribers, please.